Hi guys! So I'm back again with another video. We are going to... I need to talk to my mic down here. I need to turn down the music. Hold on. Today we're going to do another comic page formatting into a Webtoon webcomic page for our live stream. So it's kind of like the same thing with our last live stream. Nothing different. Let me close this window down. Okay, make sure I can see myself. Okay. So, yeah, it's going to be a pretty chill live stream. I don't really have anything to talk about today. I will keep an eye on the chat, though, to make sure. Yeah, I have that selected. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm using Clip Studio Paint to do my... Well, I use Clip Studio Paint to draw my comics, and I'm going to use Clip Studio Paint again to reformat the comic page into a Webtoon format. And literally all I'm doing, I'm just moving panels around. I am literally just moving panels around. So let's go ahead and open up what we did last week. Yeah, what we did last week. And as I mentioned in my last live stream, which I'm probably going to be very redundant and mention again, Webtoons are literally how I see them. They are just comic pages that instead of having 5 panels per page, like this, which, give my computer one moment. My computer's so slow. Instead of a comic page having like 5 panels, a Webtoon comic page is going to have sometimes 1 to 2 panels. Let's go ahead and zoom in here. So this is what a typical comic page is going to look like, and a Webtoon comic page is just going to have 2 panels instead of 5 panels. So over here is my Webtoon formatted comic page, and as you can see, each comic page or each section is just 1 panel per page, as opposed to over here with the traditional comic where it is 5 panels per page. So just try to keep that in mind when you're making comics. If you are trying to start off with making comics, you can keep in mind what I keep in mind. So yeah. Oh, hi! We have a visitor. Hi, thank you for stopping by. I'm just going to be formatting my comic pages into a Webtoon format, but thank you for stopping by and commenting. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and close that comic page because we are going to be working on a different comic page to put into the Webtoon format. What button did I just press? Now, oh, I pressed save. Okay. We'll move this one over here to get that out the way. I don't think I'm working on that. Are we working on that one today? I'm talking to myself. Okay. So, I'm going to look at the comic panels that I already formatted into a comic page so that I can figure out what comic page I am working on today. Okay, we got to the end of that. So let's go ahead and go over to our next long vertical strip panel. Now with Clip Studio Paint, they have a feature to where you can do a vertical scrolling Webtoons, and they have the preset canvas sizes already set for you, so there's no guesstimation on, oh, well, what size should it be. They now have the presets ready for you to use right there. So the preset I'm using is the width is 1,600, and the height, I winged the height. That just means how many panels I can keep on one page. I could literally have the height be like 2,000, and it will just look like how my regular comic setup is. So the height's not much of an issue for me, but I like the width to be big so that I can zoom in really close and get those nice crisp lines when I'm working on the inking portion or whatnot. But everybody works differently, so you can do whatever fits you best, but that's what I do, and that's what this is set up as. So we are going to go ahead and open up this new canvas. Perfect. Alright, we are at that page, so let me go back to my comic page. This page is... We're on page 7 now. How many panels was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 3 pages 3 of my comic pages was 14 panels. And usually my Webtoon episodes are about 20 panels per episode, so that's interesting. So I guess one episode of my Webtoon for this story that I'm going to post on Webtoon Canva could potentially be just 3 or 4 pages. Because I like to keep the panel simple. Let me close this one out. Alrighty. I don't like this being here. It's in the way. You go down. You go away. Do I have 2 of the same thing? No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. You know, we'll pull this one out as well. You go down that way. Perfect. I'm just going to work on both canvases. A little bit easier for me to go like back and forth, because my last live stream I was going up to the windows and trying to get everything. So I'm like, no, let's just have both of the canvases open in front of us, which will make it easier. I just got to make sure I click on each individual one. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to check to see if I drew behind the dialogue. And let's take away the dialogue. I did not. So I have to go in and add the screen tones that I did not add because I had my dialogue covering that. And I need to just try to keep in mind, Shireen, make sure you draw behind the dialogue balloon, because you never know when you're going to put it on Webtoon. Hi! You made it! I'm just right now adding the screen tone to the section that I did not add when I had the dialogue balloon covering it up. When I first made this comic, I was not planning on it being on Webtoon, but with it being like the book launch coming soon, I'm like, let's go ahead and put it on Webtoon. And so with that, I'm like, let's go ahead and just do a live stream of me working on reformatting it. Because I know it's a lot of people, I mean, when I first started off doing comics, I'm like, I don't know how, you know what, there's a faster way to do this. I don't want this live stream being too long. There we go, my bucket. But yeah, when I was first starting off trying to get into Webtoons, I did not know like the whole formatting process, because I mean, it took me a while to understand the traditional comic process. So I'm like, why not do a live stream showing how my style of Webtoon, my process of creating a Webtoon, to maybe help somebody else that was struggling like I am. I mean, I'm still struggling. I don't know everything either. I still don't know a lot of stuff, but we're winging it. We're winging it. Alrighty. Right now, just making sure all the gaps are somewhat filled, because again, I'm trying to avoid chasing perfection, because that's going to hinder me from finishing my stuff. Alright. Let's zoom out a little bit. Here we see Echo holding her poor doll, whose hair she messed up, which is why her mother tells her, you can't do your hair because you're going to mess it up. And this is just based off this scene is based off of the unfortunate event that happened with my mother's hair when she allowed me to do her hair. And I got the curling iron and a brush and a comb stuck in it. So I'm like, let's put that into a comic, because happy memories. And that's what this is. But, instead of the mom, it's her doll. But anyways, now that that's done, we got the gaps filled out. We are now going to turn this into a image material layer. It's going to make it a lot simpler for me to drag it around and resize it without the blurriness, the icky blurriness that happens when I just have it as a roster layer. Like if I save it as just a roster layer all combined down, this helps the image material layer. It helps me. I like to use it. Alright, now that we have that, we are going to copy it. We are going to go over into our Webtoon canvas. We're going to paste it there. And now, one other thing, I don't know if I showed this with my last live stream. The canvas size that I work on when I'm drawing my comics is super big compared to the Webtoon format. So when I'm drawing my comics, sometimes I'll have the size 5x6 or 8 This comic is 11 by 17. My anxiety likes to work big just in case I need to like print on a very big piece of paper. I'm like, I already have it set. So when I change those inches to pixels, you can see it's 6,600 6,600 pixels wide and 10,200 pixels long. You don't need your stuff that big. I like to make things a little bit difficult for myself, and I have it big, but just because I'm worried that I need the big size for printing stuff. But again, you don't need to do what I'm doing. I'm just doing the most right now. But that's what my comic size is. When I'm printing online, like a regular webcomic page, it's 800. The width 800, the height 1280, the width 800. I do not recommend uploading a 6,000 by 600 comic page on your website, because that's going to slow your website down to where people are like, this image is taking forever to load. So I just do high sizes when I'm drawing and to send that to the printers. For online comic viewage on my website, I like to keep the sizes small. You can do whatever you want. No pressure from me, but that's just what I do. So I said all that to say, as you can see over in the Webtoon Canva area, when I pasted the image, you see how big that is? That's why it's that big, because my Canva size is that big. So I'm just bringing everything back in a full circle, why I even mentioned the Canva size to begin with. Because I ramble just a little bit, but it's fine. Now that we got our image material layer here, I'm just going to shrink it down. Yeah, I'm just going to shrink it down. Ooh, I need to get the dialogue also. So I'm going to go back to my comic layer. I just clicked on that. We are going to... What am I going to do? We're going to select all, and we're going to copy. We're going to go back to our Webtoon canvas. Not Canva, canvas. We're going to paste the dialogue. Did I not copy the dialogue? Oh, I did. Okay. We're going to go ahead and close out the comic page. So, yes, we will save. Close that out so that we don't get confused anymore. And now from this point on, we're just going to be duplicating the image material layer, which is just the comic page all merged down. We're going to be duplicating that over and over because we are going to be moving the panels in a horizontal format. Vertical format. Within the vertical canvas thing. Yes. And we're going to use image. We're going to use clip mask because I, again, don't like erasing certain things, because what if I need it again? So, I'm just your average anxious artist. But that's what we're going to do. Duplicate and move things around. I'm going to hide the dialogue. I'm going to add my guidelines. I have a link in my description of the template that I use to help me... Where is it at? To help me place my panels on my canvas page, on my Webtoon thingamabob. I have that link in my blog post description. Where is it at? Here it is. Where'd it go? Here it goes. Shireen, calm down. God. Okay, we will change this layer setting. I want the images to peek through. We will change it to a multiply. We're going to lock it so I don't move it while I'm moving other stuff. Might as well bring the dialogue down here, making sure you guys can see what you can see it. Okay, perfect. All right, now we got our image material layer. Let me zoom in a little bit. Now it's time to duplicate. How many panels do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to duplicate this layer 5 times because, again, we're going to be moving the panels down, moving the panels around so that we turn the horizontal into the vertical. Duplicate. There's probably a faster way to do this. Duplicate. Drink some coffee. Okay, it's 1:06. We're doing good on time. This might not be a very long live stream. Let's go ahead and hide these layers. Now, our first panel. Add our layer mask so it's easier for me. Now, the width of Webtoon panels, it depends on your personal preference. I think it depends on your personal preference. Since the canvas width that I'm working on is 1,600, I could literally have my panel be the same width as that, since it's a vertical scrolling comic. So the width is it's not much of a big factor for me. For other people, they probably have a way better way to articulate that. But yeah, the width, I don't have like a set number to give. I just usually have it mimic the width of my canvas. So for this comic panel, let's go ahead and we're going to make the width about the same width of the comic page, of the canvas. And what I like to do, I like to make sure the little intersecting, let me zoom in. I like to make sure that there's something overlapping. I use the rule of thirds composition thing. That's what this guide is. It piggybacks off of that, the golden rule of thirds. And that's just where your eyes, it's like a mathematical equation to where you can use these guidelines so that it helps your pages flow a lot better. So that's what I use. I like to make sure that the characters are at least covering or intersecting some part of these crosshairs right here. See, there's an X, there's an X, there's an X. Let me use my pen so that you can see it a little bit better. See, there's an X, here's an X. I like to make sure that some part of my images or dialogue balloons or panel lines is touching or overlaying some kind of intersecting X. Marks the spot. My computer is lagging. My goodness, I'm gonna have to look into getting a different computer in the near future, because I was expecting more of this Mac, and yet it's not able to handle the live stream and Clip Studio Paint and Spotify playing. Like, the CPU was just like, I didn't really do a good job shopping around for that, but it's fine. I am now selecting the layer and I am applying the layer mask. I'm using select and then I'm just cutting it. The image is still there. Like, if I disable the layer mask, you see the image is still there. That's why I like to use the layer mask, because I don't have to worry about erasing something that I'm like, oh, I needed that. So yeah. Let's go to our next panel. Our next layer. We're going to drag this down. And our next layer is going to be this one right here. So since the image material was already originally very big, I don't have to worry about the blurriness when I expand it to fit this page. If your image was already small, say you had your comic page size was 600 wide and 600 tall, and you try to stretch that to fit a 1,600 page, it's going to look a little blurry. There might be a workaround for that. My brain's kind of blanking out on me right now, but that's why I just recommend working in a big size and shrinking it down so that you can avoid that icky blurriness. High resolution for the win. Let's see. Now, this is where the guide comes in handy. I'm going to have the top of this panel line up right there. And I'm going to have the side of this panel line up. There we go. Line up with these X's right here. Why am I going to do that? Because I'm hoping it's going to look cohesive when I upload it onto Webtoons. There is a preview feature in Clip Studio Paint, I believe, that you can see what it's going to look like online, but it's not that big of a deal for me. I'll be okay if it looks a little wonky, as long as it's up there. Let that be future Shireen's issue. Current Shireen just wants to get this formatted because she's anxious. She's talking to people online, live. And they're hearing her and how she speaks weird, and I'm just anxious, so that's not really one of my concerns right now. Alrighty. We got the next panel up. Let's go to our next duplicated layer. Let's bring that one down. You see, it's just a lot of duplication. Layer mask. And, oh, we gotta, hi! I don't have my glasses on, but hi! Thank you for stopping by. Let's move this down. Unlock this. I'm like, why am I not selecting that? Unlock. I said unlock you. Unlock. Unlock. There we go. I'm going to move my guide down this way the second. I'm not going to move my guide down. We're going to duplicate my guide. Just so that it's not like overlapping in places I don't want it to overlap. And then we're just going to merge. No, we're not going to merge. We're just going to put it into a folder. I'm a very anxious artist. I'm a very cautious artist. I use folders. I duplicate stuff. I use layer masks because I don't want to take the plunge and actually delete something. Okay, so this is our next panel that we're working on. We are going to, again, use our X markers. We are going to make it this big. Let's see here. We want the censored part to be right there. Okay, that one's going to be there. I kind of want it over here. Yeah, I like that. Shrink it down just a smidgen. No. We're going to keep it there. Alright, so we're going to have this panel line oversect that X in the guide. We will go in here. And I will go in and I will manually add like a new panel. A new little panel box on there. And when I'm making my panels, there's a couple of different ways that you can do that. Oh, somebody. Hi, lady. I love you. Thank you. I got it from Amazon. Haha. I saw it on TikTok. This guy had it. And I'm like, I want that hat. So that's why I got it. Thank you. Now, with making panels, there are a couple of different ways that you can do that. I hope you can hear me. I'm moving away from the mic like a dum-dum. But there are a couple different ways you can make panels. Since I am reformatting this comic page into a Webtoon format, I just use my ruler, my direct tool right here. Can you see that? Yeah. I use a direct tool right here, and I use a vector layer. The reason why is because I can change the width of the vector layer, and I don't have to like go back and forth trying to redraw it at that perfect width. So I'll go ahead and show you what I mean. So vector layers allow you to move stuff around. It's math. The only time when I actually like math, because it's helping me with my art. And yet I did terrible in math. So here I am lowering the width of this line in the vector layer. And it's just so easy and simple. That's why I like to use it. Let's look at it. Let's move you over just a smidgen. That's not straight. There we go. It's still a little thick. Let's move it down. One more pixel. I like. That's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. But another way that you can do layers, panels, you can go up to the layer box. I'm in Clip Studio Paint, but I believe the same thing can be used for Clip Studio Paint Pro. I'm in the EX version. You can go to New Layer. You can go to Frame. What was I? New Frame Folder. This right here is what I was just messing with, the line width. So I usually keep mine at like 0.4, but you can do whatever width you want that fits your fancy. This right here, it just shows whether it's going to be very pixelated, like pixel art, or not blurry, but like pixel, like jagged. Or if it's going to be like really super smooth. Had a burp. So that's what that is. And you can just click on that. And it's going to create a folder, a framing folder for you to use. Give it a second to think. If you don't have Clip Studio Paint EX, and if this feature isn't on Pro, which I'm not sure why it wouldn't be, Ibis Paint, Jump Paint, Krita, a whole bunch of other ones have this same panel feature as well. So definitely check them out. They are a great alternative to Clip Studio Paint, because it literally has a lot of the similar features. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about me reformatting my comic page. But yeah, after it makes a frame folder, it's going to open up this, like the tool is going to change to this right here, the figure tool. And what that I like to do, I like to click on the divide frame. You can't see it because my thing's in the way. Hold on. Let me see. I'm going to hide my webcam real quick. Okay, so this is right here what I click. I click the divide frame folder. And then I'm able to just make frames. Give it a moment. It's thinking because my computer's slow. I'm going to put my camera back up so you can see me, because I'm vain. Anxious and vain. Great combination. But yeah, so this is what you can also use to create your panel layers, which is what I use with my original comic page. But I'm not doing all that with the reformatting of my webtoon. I'm just because I'm just moving panels around, so I don't need all the fancy stuff. Why did I click undo? Now my computer's thinking, oh golly. Give it a moment. This is, I don't even know if I'm gonna have to edit this video, this live stream. We're going to delete it. Just going to delete that. But yeah, that's how you do the other panels. Not that anyone asked, but you know, I'm gonna go ahead and throw that out there. Alright, let's go to our next panel, our next layer. We are going to bring it down, because it's all the way up there. Alrighty, we are going to select it, and we got our big old action scene, our reaction scene. So I'm going to have the panels kind of close because it's a quick reaction. So I want that like snap, like, what's wrong? You know, so I have the panels closer. If I wanted like slower pacing, I would have like moved the panels down further. But we're going to have it a little bit closer. So it's going to intersect over these lines. I really want them to see. I want the readers to see the facial expression. So put it here. Oh, another question. You're doing it. Oh, thank you. I get so worried about how I'm doing explaining things. I'm like, oh my god, what are you saying? So I'm glad. Thank you for reassuring me. So here, should I do it here? Yes, I want it big like that. Because I really want them to get the essence, don't delete, of Colton's, of his horror of what is wrong with your doll's hair. And I really want to just show how bad Echo is at the doing of the doll's hair. Because, you know, later on in the comic we got a little funniness when she has to do Colton's hair. And Colton's like, oh, this is great. But that'll be for another live stream. You can read this whole entire story for free on my website, School of Memories, at S-Morishita.com. Okay, that panel's done. We are moving on to our last panel. Let's bring it down. Bring it around town. I wonder where SpongeBob. Or I can watch that. Let me bring it over here. Again, I'm working in image material layers. That's how I'm able to easily move this around. I could just turn this into a raster layer and use the transformation tool. I don't want to do that though. I don't want to do that. I want to do this. It's a lot faster for me. I'm sure the other way would have been faster too. Not that the other way isn't faster, but I don't want to do that. I want to do this. I'm not going to change nothing on this. We're going to keep it like that. We're just going to add the box. So let me go in here, apply my layer mask by deleting all of this unnecessary stuff. Cut. Oh, the line's already there. Hey! Let's do the cut of the layer mask. Perfect. Alrighty, we got our panels. So here is one comic page, and we have now turned it. And why do I look at the screen? I was looking at my last live stream. I'm like, where are you looking at streaming? But we now turn a comic page into a webtoon. Because webtoons are made up of individual panels per page. So one panel per page, two panels per page, whatever you like. I do 1 to 2 panels per page, as opposed to a comic page that has 5 panels or 4 panels or 3 panels per page in like horizontal style ways. Alrighty. Now that we have our panels done, I am now going to move over to applying the text. And we're just going to move the text around, because with the text, it's already in its own kind of like vector, style, layer thing. So I can just move it around, not have to worry about, I can use the transformation tool with that and not have to worry about the blurriness, because it's doing its thing in its vectorish way. Yes. That makes sense. So let me zoom out. I don't remember where any of these word balloons go. I don't. It's fine. You can trust me. I'm dependable. It's fine. We'll figure this out. I'm going to go ahead and click the transformation on this whole entire folder, because I want to move all the text onto the screen all at once instead of trying to like find it, and just, we're going to use the transformation tool on the whole folder instead. Give it a moment. It's thinking. Just one moment. She's thinking I'm going to have to do a better job at finding a computer with a higher CPU. Or is it RAM? I'm going to have to do a better job at researching computers, because this iMac, it's... If my live stream crashes because my computer decided to crash, I'm sorry. This is taking longer than usual. Oh my god. Oh, okay. We're good. No panicking. I didn't panic. I wasn't panicking at all. Oh my god. I'm not panicking at all. It's fine. We're just gonna zoom out. We're calm. We're collected. We're adults. We're good. We're not panicking. We're not raging. Why? We are fully functional adults. It's fine. Oh my god. It's fine. You can do it, computer. You can do it. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe. Oh my god. Why? I said I believed in you. Why are you letting me down? Because I'm not being patient. I need to chill out. Relax. It's fine. It'll get there when it gets there. Where is it? What is it doing? Why can't I move you? What if I click OK? What'll happen then? It's gonna think. What did I just do? Oh my god, I'm breaking my computer. Oh my god, Clip Studio Paint, don't die. Don't die. It's fine. I just want to move the text. It's fine. Just give it a moment. It's thinking again. Oh my god. Did I break it? I didn't? Yay, I didn't break it. Okay, okay. So do exactly what I'm doing, guys, and it's gonna work just fine. Look at that. Let's go ahead and do it again. Why? Because I need it smaller. I could individually go in and move this smaller, but I don't want to. Why? It's going to take more time, but seeing how this is actually taking me more time because I'm now having to wait on my computer to think seems counterintuitive. I hope my live stream is still going. Give it a moment. Give it a moment. Give it a moment. Up, 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 up. There we go. Oh, question. It's having an internal party. It really is. I needed to stop having a party. It needs to settle down. It needs to pay attention to me. No more partying. Pay attention to me and do what I say. I'm asking for too much. That's the problem. I'm asking my computer for too much. I'm sorry. Oh. It's thinking. We're almost there. This usually isn't. It's because I messed with the CPU of my live stream. I think that's what it is. I changed it to 500 instead of the usual 450. I should have just left the CPU, the little thingamabob, the KBPS. What? I don't know. I should have left that at 450, but I didn't. I'm like, no, let's make it bigger. And now look, my computer's like, oh, okay. Alrighty. Enough of that rambling. Where does all this go? All the things still don't fit. I need to transform it one more time because all the work balloons aren't in there. I'm sorry, guys. Just give me 1 second. I'm definitely gonna have to edit this video down if I plan on posting this on YouTube. It's thinking. So how's your guys' day? You guys are doing good? Oh, never mind. Hold on. That's so mean. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'll ask again after I get the word balloons. Come on. Huh. Is it there? Yay, we got it all on the screen. Click OK. Click OK. Okay. Is it fine? Yes! Yes, we got it all on the screen. Oh. Do you think it's important to have a character sheet? I'm learning that it kind of is important, but only if you have a bad memory like me and you forget what your characters look like. That's when the character sheet comes in handy. But I've published 5 books and I have yet to make a character sheet for any of my characters. So, if you want a character sheet, you can do a character sheet because it can help you with your memory to help you remember what a character looks like. If you don't want a character sheet, you don't have to do a character sheet. But that's just my opinion. If you want to do what I do, and as you can see, everything I do is great, and I'm not messing anything up, then you don't have to do a character sheet. But it helps you if you're trying to remember what a character looks like. I might start doing character sheets. But don't let that stop you from starting your story, because I also did that. I stopped doing certain things because I didn't have a character sheet, so I never started the story. So you don't have to have a character sheet to start your story. Just start the story, and let the story be your character sheet, which is also what I do. I will pull out my... I'd get up to find my comic book, but I'm in shorts, and that's not PG-13 for this channel. I'm going to find it. Okay, so here's my comic book. Stop it. I'm nervous. I'm anxious. Stop touching the ears. Here's my comic book, and I didn't use a character sheet for this comic. So, when I forget what a character looks like, I just pull out the comic. So, I don't know if you want to go my chaotic way and not do a character sheet. I might start doing character sheets, but yes, my redundant self to answer that question, you can use one if you want. If you have a bad memory like me, or you don't have to use one if you don't want. If you're also a little bit easily distracted like me. Hi! Oh, I don't have my glasses on. Let me put my glasses on so I can say your guys' names, because they're just blurries. Oh, more people here. Hayori-chan? Hi! And then Dal. I'm sorry if I'm messing up your guys' name. I'm going to get better. Dailaman, Dailimasad. Oh, that's a pretty name. I don't know how to pronounce it. But hi, I'm sorry. I need to get better at my words. I suck with words. English is hard. Even though, I'm English speaking. I speak the English. I'm English. I'm American. I can talk American. It's just hard. It's still hard. My brain. Anyways, let me take off these glasses because it hurts my eyeballs to stare at the screen with the glasses on. We're going to go ahead and move the balloons around because I know you guys don't want to just see me just rambling. So, here is this balloon. what did I just select? Okay, here we go. I'm going to move this balloon up here. What did I just... I have the layer mask on. That's why you guys can't see the balloons. Let me just take the layer mask off real quick. Delete. I'm deleting the layer mask. Delete. The reason why is so I can move the balloons around. I could have used... Yeah. I mean, I could use the other move tool and move that around, but then I'd actually have to select the actual layer. I don't want to do that. I'll use a direct tool and move that around. Delete. We're almost there, guys. I have 20 more minutes before the live stream is done. And here I thought I was going to have enough time. And yet, no, I do not. Okay. Our word balloons. Like, oh, another question. Hold on. Let me put my glasses back on. Have another question from Petrie. How do you come up with storylines? Sometimes I can't think of anything. You're doing great. I get tongue-tied too sometimes. Thank you. I'm glad you guys can relate to the struggle. But how I come up with storylines, let me take that off. How I come up with storylines is I'll get random ideas, random questions. So for me, how I see stories, I see them as just like questions. Who, what, when, where, why. Who, what, when, where, why, how. Yes. And usually that's what will consist of, that's how my stories start off. I'll think up of a question, or I'll see an anime scene, I'll see a movie scene, I'll read a book scene, and I'm like, I want to replicate that exact scenario with these specific characters that I thought up of. So I also do that as well. Or something funny will happen in my life, and I'm like, I want to redraw that scene and have these characters, because I like to reimagine scenes and react out scenes in my head. So that's how I come up with characters. But a very good book that I like to read that helps me with writing characters. Hold on, don't look at me. Hold on. I love this book. How to draw Shojo manga. It might be at the public library if you have a public library. Well, who doesn't have a... where you live at has a library. Let me not say that. Don't be insensitive, Shaylin. God. And then also this Shojo manga techniques book, writing stories. They also have a lot of like really good different ways on how you can structure a story if you have trouble kind of understanding how stories are made. This is a really good book. Oh, and also, hold on. I can't find it. But Brian McDonald's Invisible Ink book, that's also a really good one. Ooh, and check out Paper Wings podcast. They have great podcasts where Brian McDonald did also interview with Chris Oley about writing stories. So definitely check that out too. But to answer your question, that's what I do. Oh, we have another question. Hold on, and let me get my glasses back on. I wish my eyeballs was... I'm sorry, I don't understand that. I don't understand that language. I'm sorry. I wish I had like an automatic translator. Let's see. That would be cool. Okay, 13. Now, with my font size, I've mentioned in my previous live stream, the font size is going to vary. I notice that it varies depending on what canvas you're working on. So since I'm working on a 1600 wide canvas, my font size that I'm working on right here is 13.7. Now, when I'm working on a much bigger canvas, that 13.7 is going to look a lot smaller. Or if I pull the text, as you saw, the text from a bigger canvas into my smaller one, the font size is going to be bigger. So it all depends on your canvas size. That's what I noticed. Now back to moving these balloons down. Let's see. You'll be doing... Okay. So this one is also So I'm going to select this. We're going to move this up here. What is that? Okay, we're going to move this here. Let's turn this to 13. Ooh, not 307. Okay, change the text size to that. We need to make the word balloon a little bit bigger. What I like to do when I'm doing my dialogue, I like to kind of do like a almost pyramid style stacking. And then sometimes it just doesn't turn out that way. So I wing it. I do what looks good to my eyeballs. I'm a very kind of go with the flow kind of artist. I'm not you won't see me judging you for not following any rules because I don't really follow rules. My goal is to create my story, and the fun thing about creating comics is who's going to stop me from creating a comic and breaking all the rules where it's like, oh, you should do this, the formulation for doing that, and should be this. What am I saying? The whole, you know the rules are like, it has to be this, it has to be 13, you can only have 13 lines of font, it can only be properly set up like this, it needs to be a rectangle, you know all the rules. I don't do all that. I like to be free. I'm like Genie, I just want to be free. Let me just freely create. Do what I want to do. Which is why I like making comics on my own. I don't have to worry about someone telling me, oh, we can't publish you because you're not doing it the way we want. Alright, well, I'll just self-publish. Like, wait, no, don't do that. Why? I'm an adult. I can do that. But don't, I'm chaotic, so don't follow what I do because I'm okay with the consequences of my actions. Because I'm chaotic. I will face them head on. And there's probably a lot of things in life that I could have avoided had I not done the things that I do the way that I do it. But yet, here I am. Okay, that's where I got mixed up at. Right here. This dialogue balloon needs to go up here. There we go. Change. Oh, got another comment. I should just keep my eyes on. Keep my things on. I've seen those at Michael Arts and Crafts. Yeah, you should definitely get them. I'll check those out. Cool. Let me know how you like them. Thanks, Mike. Other question. How do you stay motivated? Do you work on a schedule? I hate working on a schedule. I'm like a cat. If I tell myself, hey, you have to do this right here and right now, it's like, no. So I'm trying to, I try to be self-aware of how I'm feeling. If my mind is like, dude, we can't focus, I'm willing to deal with the consequences of those actions of not focusing on that day. So I kind of just, I gotta listen like to how my head is. You sound like Shirley Curry when she plays video games. Who's Shirley Curry? Why? She does what she wants. Well, I want to check her out. I don't know who Shirley Curly is. I like Valkyrie. She's awesome. But what was I saying? Yeah, I don't work with schedules because I've had a bad experience to where I forced myself, and I built up a little bit of resentment because I forced myself to do something that I did not want to do, and I continued on doing that for a very long time. And it's just too mentally triggering to where I get a mental block and I can't. So I just listen to myself more so than I stick to a schedule. Like if I'm not feeling it that day, then it's like we're not doing it. But if I'm like happy, then I have just like my own schedule that I flow with, which is I want to make sure I'm always working on a comic page. When I'm up to it, I make sure I do my social media stuff. But yeah, so that also hand in hand helps me to stay motivated by making sure I'm allowing myself to take breaks and I'm listening to myself. Because I know there are other people, like my sister, she's like you do it. She's like a training person, like like a lieutenant. Do it. Who cares? Like, go hard or go home. I'm done living that life. I don't want to go hard no more. I want to be soft. I want to go slow. I want to do what I want to do. So yeah, just that's how I stay motivated, because I'm like, oh, I can do what I want to do. Yeah, I want to draw. And then other days she's like, I don't want to draw. You don't have to. Well, now I want to draw. So that's what helped me to stay motivated, being self-aware of how I felt and allowing myself to take breaks when I'm like, I can't. I need a break. And I'm like, okay, go ahead. So now I'm just, yeah, and that's also another reason why I'm not really interested in being stuck on a deadline. I like to have control over my own deadline, I guess is what I'm trying to say, to where I don't have someone breathing down my neck. This needs to be updated right now. It's like, who are you? Go away. I don't like that feeling. I'm not here for that anymore. And I'm that's probably just because of I'm a mom, so I'm always, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? And it's just like, I want to just not have to be at someone's every beck and call every single time. I just want to just chill. I want to just do my thing. She's older YouTuber in her 80s. Her son taught her how to play Skyrim. I might have seen her on TikTok. She might be the grandma TikToker that I might have seen. She calls her subscribers grandkids. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, I might have seen her on TikTok if she's in the older lady. Wait, I sound like a grandma? Does that mean I sound like a grandma? Wait, how old do you guys think I am? Like, be honest with me. Don't be lying to me. How old am I? How old do you think I am? This is just, oh gosh. It's fine. You know what? Don't tell me. Don't you tell me. We're gonna focus on comics. We're gonna focus on comics. Let's go ahead and go back to, let's see. I don't know where this one goes. This one goes down here. Hello! Hi, Blueberry! Hello! Thank you for stopping in. Sorry, I'm not saying anything. I forgot where this word balloon went. I know when you're live streaming, you gotta stay active and keep talking, but then it's like, you run out of stuff to say. So with this word balloon, I have the dialogue kind of stacked weird. I'm okay with that. Despite me contradicting what I said last time, where it's like, you gotta like have it stacked like a pyramid, sometimes I don't do that. That's the freedom of being your own, what, creative boss? No, you don't. You sound like you. Thank you. I know who's my favorite subscriber now. In your 20s. Oh, I know who's also my other favorite subscriber now. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. I'm not telling you my real age. I'm not ready for that conversation just yet. It's fine. It's fine. But what was I saying? With the stacking of the dialogue, again, I just kind of go with what my eyes like, oh, that looks good. But there is like a whole, like, I guess, like, science behind it. But again, I wing it. We're going to wing it. We are going to wing it, she says as she used the rule of thirds to move around all of her stuff. Where does this go? No worries, your lesson. Okay, these ones, see, the smart thing for me to do would have been to just put it down there. Like, just to already move it down there instead of sitting and staring at the screen and not talking. That's awesome that you're self-published. I feel like that's... Yeah, it is, because I have to, like, do the marketing. It's, you know what? How do I say this? Yeah, it's scary when you first start, but once you get into it, it's still just as scary, but you get used to the chaos. If that makes sense. But yeah, you sound young. Oh, Yava, you're the... Yavi? You're another one of my favorites. But yeah, self-publishing, what I learned with that is I learned how to market my comic in a way that fits me best. I'm a big introvert. I don't I don't do well when I'm trying to sell myself to other people. When I'm trying to tell, I'm not the type of person who can turn someone's no into a yes. Like if they don't know of my comic, and I don't want to go out and tell them, hey, read my comic, because then it's like, well, why? And it's like, I don't know. So I've learned as a self-published author how to market my comic in a way that's kind of like authentic to who I am, and who I am is not someone who can tell someone to read my comic, because I don't have that kind of confidence. So how I market is using image SEO. I utilize computers. I put my keywords, relevant keywords all over my images, and I upload that online. So I'll let Google do the marketing for me, and I'll let social media platforms do the marketing for me. So for people who are trying to find a specific comic, I don't have to market to them, because they're all like, if they're trying to find a comic about school kids, I'll put that keyword school comic or whichever into my image, and then when people are typing for that, my image pops up, and they're like, hey, a comic about school stuff, exactly what I was looking for, let me read it. So I learned how to do that. And that was one of the hard, why am I saying all that? That was one of the things that I learned as a self-published author, how to start marketing myself to where it's now, why is that line there? Oh, I know why. To where now I'm not as dependent on other people to market my stuff for me, because I do know that that's why a lot of people tend to go to self-publishing, not self-publishing, traditional publishing, I believe, is because they have like a whole marketing team to help them with that. And I'm okay doing that on my own. After I've tried it out, I'm like, oh, okay, this is how it is. So it can be hard to be a self-published author, because it's new and it's new territory, and you got a lot on your plate. Not to say that traditional artists, published creators, also don't have a lot on their plate, because they do, because they still have to like market as well. But yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that. See, another question saying that's why I steer away from anything and says and or anything with commission. Yeah, it's just I'm a very anxious being. I get anxious easily. I overthink, and it's like, hey, you don't have to overthink, Shireen. You can just like be normal. Not that overthinking is not normal, because but I could be like how I could be chill. I could be chill, not anxious at all. And yet here I am, anxious, chaotic, vain, and yet I have no self-esteem. I mean, I have enough to where it's like, I'm not doing that. But then I also don't really have that much to where it's like, you can read it if you want to. I don't know if you'll like it. So, yeah. I don't know where I'm going with the rest of that sentence. Your girl is just rambling. 13.7. Okay, we're almost done getting all the dialogue moved to their proper spots. I should get one of those, since he's yelling in this, we're going to actually bump up the dialogue size a little bit bigger. And we're going to move this over here. We're going to move that there. Yeah, we want that impact, because he's seeing the horror that is her poor doll's hair. Like, what did you do to that doll? Like, I tried. I did my best is what I did. Well, I feel like you're self-published, it gives more confidence. I feel like I feel like when you're self-published, it gives more confidence. I like that outlook. I don't think I thought of it that way. I like that outfit. I mean, it definitely helps you to like push out of your comfort zone, which like hand in hand helps you to become more confident, because now it's not as scary. So yeah, hi, highly caffeinated. I like your name. Hi. Thank you for stopping by my live stream. I'm actually about to end soon. I'm so sorry. I need to do a better job at... I thought there was like a premiere feature that I could have done and like set up a like notice to show, hey, I'm live streaming like at this time, but I couldn't figure it out. So I'll keep trying. I'll figure that out though. But thank you for stopping by. Okay, you guys, look, we did it. We got this whole entire... Let me show you. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, so this is the before, the regular comic page. Give it a second. Jeepers. Hold on. Okay, so here is the before. This is the before, the regular comic page that has 5 panels per page. Let's hop over to our Webtoon. Hold on, let me hide the guides. Here is the after. Instead of 5 panels per page, we just put 1 panel per page. And now we have our formatted comic page into a Webtoon. And that's how you do it. But yeah, so I actually have to go and get the little ones. They get out of school here soon. So I need to go get them. I don't like how much space is up there. We're just gonna do, what is this? Okay, hold on. I need to cut off this top part. Not cut off, we're going to go like that, cut that. We're going to create our little line. Ooh, direct line. Because vectors, like that. We're going to shrink down the size like that. Shrink that down to 4. Sorry, I didn't like how that looked. That's good enough. Okay. There we go. That's better. I'll cut off that gap later. We're not gonna worry about that. But yeah, so that's how I format my comic pages into a Webtoon format. I use image. I changed my whole entire comic. I changed the whole entire layer into an image material layer. And then I'll copy that into the Webtoon page, which is, I use 1,600 by like whatever height you want. And I just keep duplicating that image layer, moving the panels down, using the layer mask to hide stuff. And I think that's everything. Yeah, so thank you so much for stopping by and watching the live stream, you guys. I'll try to do a better job at setting up my YouTube live stream times. My goal is to try to do it once a week, at least on YouTube. I'm going to try to also live stream on my social media platforms. I have them linked down below too if you want to follow me on Instagram or TikTok. It's S-Morishita Studio, I believe. Oh, thank you for saying I did an awesome job. I was so glad you guys liked it. You guys keep being awesome, and thank you for saying that about my voice, because I've been told I sound like a horse or a spider monkey, or I sound like Kermit or Muppet or Oscar the Grouch or Krusty the Krusty the Krab clown from Simpsons. I've been told I sound like the clown from Simpsons. But this isn't about me and my sad childhood. Thank you for saying that. I really appreciate it. But yeah, so I will try to do more live streams. Feel free to let me know what you want me to do on the live stream. Oh, thank you for watching. And I will see you guys later. I'll check out the comments if I still see it. You're welcome. Bye, guys. How do I close this? Hold on. I'm going to awkwardly stare at my screen as I try to figure out how to end the live stream. Okay, I found it. Bye, guys.